Si madzia pa hanging ulo na. Si madzia pa hanging ulo na. hanging on the line.
Mute me, and then there. I should be able to hear you. In theory, we should be able to be heard. So audio test. Hopefully y'all can hear us.
Hello, testing.
I know this stream might be a little delayed.
Oh, there we go. I heard myself. All right. So to the person who asks if weather is going to take place in the Fort Smith area, I will say it will make its way there, but with the intensity that we're expecting to have is probably going to be less intense there if you're in the Fort Smith area. Just simply because more of the activity, more of the intense, the more intense part of this event is going to be majority is going to be up in Southwest Missouri into southeastern Kansas. But you'll definitely get some rain out of it, and again, you know, I think severe. I would definitely say damaging winds in excess of probably 60 mile per hour winds, maybe close to 70 mile per hour winds, probably going to be possible with this for you.
All stations. All stations, this is KR5KSQ. Noel.
I apologize about that. That was the Southwest Missouri Skywarn severe, the Southwest Missouri Skywarn Severe Weather Network team. I apologize about that.
And there goes our first.
But yeah, as I
warning for the
said,
area
huh?
for the day. First warning for the area. Woodson County and Allen County.
Yeah, that's our first severe thunderstorm warning for our SWIC BVL counties now.
A severe thunderstorm was located near Leroy, or 12 miles northwest of Iola, moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazards actually include 70 mile per hour winds and quarter-size hail. Locations impacted
Tornado
include...
possible tag with that as well.
Oh, yep. Locations affected include Iola, La Harpe, Gas, Neosho Falls, Mildred, Bassett, Iola Airport, and Piqua. So this will slowly... This was actually our storm that was tornadic a while back up near Oak.
Oh, yeah.
And it's slowly making its way. Yeah, that's why they probably noted tornado possible due to the velocity still showing something still trying to spin up there. But that's going to be the main story today, especially as they start marching towards the Missouri Ozarks. That the tornado threat's going to be mainly the main story. Just north of if I had to guess, north of Highway 412. North from that's gonna be our main story. South of 412, we're probably looking at just a regular old just wind and hail threat. But if you live north of 412 and probably, I would have to guess, east of 69, the main story today is gonna be the tornado threat. As the storms just start marching towards areas like Joplin and Springfield and Rogers, all those areas. One thing to note too, actually, the same area that's actually under enhanced is also under a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. So even though we're gonna have these storms moving through, the secondary threat from tornadoes is going to be that heavy rainfall threat, which will likely cause a bit more trouble as the night progresses, as these are going to be mainly training thunderstorms over the same area. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, these storms, not only the tornado threat is going to be a main issue, but obviously, like you said, the secondary threat would be the flash flooding threat is also going to be super possible with this. And we definitely want to keep folks, aware of people who live in flood-prone areas. Want to keep, just stay weather alert. Keep an eye on these storms, and just make sure to move to higher ground especially if you're in a flood-prone area. And even though a flash flood warning may not be issued, if you see quick rising motion of water in your area, you definitely want to evacuate and move to higher ground immediately. Whenever you see a higher, you know, water rushing up and rising up. So definitely want to keep that in mind as these storms kind of approach the Missouri or the Southwest Missouri area as we speak. And again, so we have one severe thunderstorm warning now in our Swig Beeville counties right now. And again, this does include uh northeastern Woodset and northwestern Allen counties until 8:15 p.m. Now this is mainly for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Now there is a possible tag associated with this storm, so folks, keep that in mind. If you live in places like Neosho Falls, Iola, La Harpe, and Geneva, and any of those areas that I just called out in those surrounding areas, definitely want to keep definitely want to keep bears watching for a possible tornado. That is just because we got velocity actually coupled there, but it's not strong enough for National Weather Service to issue a tornado warning on it just yet. However, this storm was previously got a tornado. This was a previously tornadic storm, warm storm. So we definitely had a history of a tornado producing, signature with this storm in particular. So and again, 70-mile-per-hour winds are the biggest threat with this. So even though, yes, there's not a tornado on the ground with this, or even any confirmation of a tornado, you still got 70-mile-per-hour winds, and that's very strong. That's pretty strong, damaging winds there for y'all. And I would honestly take this serious as if this was a tornado warning. Even though these are 70-mile-per-hour winds and these are not really considered tornadic winds, I would still take them as if this was a tornado tornado warning storm, even though we got 70-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, so don't want to take a chance with that, and just stay indoors, let these storms pass by, and you guys can resume activity. We also want to note that we also have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until 11 p.m. tonight, actually. Yes, until 11 p.m. tonight, and this is just mainly for pretty much all of South Central and Southeastern Kansas, and this also does include or actually North Central Oklahoma into Northeastern Texas, in the Texas Panhandle in particular. And that goes in effect until 11 p.m. as well. Again, damaging wind events up to 70 mile per hour likely, and then scattered large hail events up to 1.5 inches in diameter possible. And again, now the biggest story with this event is these storms have developed west of the enhanced area. Now, this storm up there near the Burlington area has sort of been producing a little bit of a tornado threat, but it has history of producing tornadoes. But again, once these storms tap into the Southwest Missouri's area, our tornado threat is going to increase. We have parameters. The parameters up here in Southwest Missouri is going to be very high. So your tornado threat is going to be ramping up. And this is just only the start of this entire event. So even though we're only just getting, severe thunderstorm warning storms right now, the tornado threat is going to be something we're going to have to watch as these storms move into Southwest Missouri. As we have a much more environment for these storms to develop much more tornadic activity up here in this part of the world. So we need folks to keep an eye, especially anybody in the Missouri Ozarks, especially west of Highway 13, or actually, let's say west of Highway 65. Gonna have the potential of seeing some sort of tornadic activity, and also even to the east of the Highway 65 corridor. So even we're not under a watch just yet, but I would safely assume that maybe within the next couple of hours we might be put under a watch. We don't know what kind of watch it'll be, because the Storm Prediction Center has not issued a mesoscale discussion just yet. Actually, speaking of that, the Storm Prediction Center has decided to issue a severe thunderstorm watch now. And let me just quickly look at that. As soon as I said that, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a severe thunderstorm watch now. So, and it looks like it does now include all of Southwest Missouri. All of Southwest Missouri. Wow. Okay, that was perfect timing. So now all of Southwest Missouri is underneath the severe thunderstorm watch now, and yes, all of Southwest Missouri is now under a severe thunderstorm watch, and that goes until 2 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday morning. Wow, that was absolute timing. Wow. But there we go. Severe thunderstorm watch now being played out right now. Here we go. And if somebody wants to clip that for me, that would be great. That would be really great. If somebody wants to clip that timing, that would be really great. Oh my goodness. That was actually kind of nice. And there we go. That tornado or that severe thunderstorm watch has populated on screen. And there it is. All of Southwest Missouri, all of the SGF counties. Again, wow. I'm still actually mind boggled that that watch literally just issued. The Storm Prediction Center. If you're just now joining, wow. As soon as I was just talking about, the National Weather Service has not yet issued a watch yet, or even a mesoscale discussion yet, they issue a watch right when I just say it. My goodness, that just wow, wow. That was just good timing right there. Goodness. I immediately looked back into behind the scenes to see what the ding was, and wow, and I saw immediately the Storm Prediction Center issues severe thunderstorm watch number 644 for portions of SGF, and then boom, all of the SGF counties now under the watch right now. So, wow, that was just utterly good timing right there. Anyways, again, this watch is in effect until 2 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday morning. And again, these storms have once these storms, like I said, tap into Southwest Missouri, these storms are going to have the potential to produce any sort of tornadic activity. And so we need to have bears watching pretty much in all of Southwest Missouri, into the Missouri Ozarks, all of the Missouri Ozarks rather, needs to be keeping watching this right now. So, wow, okay. So, for folks wanting to know what we cover, we basically cover all of Southwest Missouri, pretty much all of Southeast Kansas, all of Northeast and Eastern Oklahoma, and a huge majority of Arkansas. We pretty much cover all of the Springfield counties, all of the Little Rock counties, all of Tulsa's counties, and even just and only like just the southeast, all of Southeast Kansas. So not all of Wichita counties aren't going to be in this stream. So we cover basically 12 counties in Arkansas or in Kansas, and all, like I said, all of Springfield's all of Springfield National Water Services counties, all of Little Rock's counties, all of Tulsa's counties as well. That's all pretty much we cover because we are a SWIC We are the Severe Weather Information Center, or excuse me, we are the Severe Weather Information Center team, stationed here in Rogers, but also stationed here in Springfield, Missouri. So that's why we're basically capable of just covering all of these counties out here in Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, of course. So all the counties basically east of, or basically all the counties west of generally east or generally west of Interstate 35, running in and out of Wichita into Oklahoma City. We basically don't cover any counties beyond there. And again, we only cover counties basically on up to Greenwood counties, and going vertically down and up from that county. Okay. We don't cover any other states. The only states we cover are Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas counties only. And so all of Springfield's counties are involved. All of Little Rock's counties are involved. All of Tulsa's counties are involved, and only just the southeastern Wichita counties are involved for our coverage. Okay, just want to make that clear. I hope I made it clear as possible for you folks. And let's see here. We're still watching this once thunderstorm warning in our Kansas counties. This is for Woodson. Oops, hold on. Let me just pull up that text real quick. So for northeastern Woodson and northwestern Allen counties and southeastern Kansas, that's until 8:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is for mainly 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. And to note that there's actually a tornado possible tag associated with this storm. Just because we had a we're still seeing some signs of rotation within that storm, and we're basically not in very good radar coverage right now. So, was there a new warning that just popped up? I think a new warning just popped up.
It did.
Okay, I populated on screen, but then it went away for some reason.
60 and
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. It's on screen again.
For Allen, Neosho, Wilson, and Woodson counties till 8:30. We'll get the warning text out here shortly. Here it is. Severe thunderstorms was located over Buffalo, or 11 miles south of Yates Center, moving east at 35 miles per hour. 60 and quarter size are your main threats. Locations impacted include Chanute, Fredonia, Humboldt, Yates Center, Erie, St. Paul, Morin, Altoona, Toronto, Buffalo, Savanburg, Elsmore, Benedict, Stark, New Albany, Arlington, Coyville, Toronto Lake, Batesville, and Petrolia. Doesn't have any additional tags. Nope. So it's just your regular run-of-the-mill SBR right there.
Yep. That storm just basically hit, severe storm warning criteria right there.
Actually, it looks like those two storms are about to collide with each other.
Yeah, that looks like that northern storm looks to be moving southeast, and that storm, that new one that just got issued, looks like to be moving north, or actually moving east, actually. So that could definitely cause a problem there over the Chanute area, especially in Humboldt. Do we have any more people asking? Nope, no more questions for now. We will definitely like to answer any questions for y'all. If you guys like to drop them in the Discord server, the general server, or even in the streams chat, definitely would like to answer. We'll try to answer as soon as we can. once we basically stop talking about a certain topic or whatever the case might be within the stream. So, and I apologize for that. Is actually my IM bot in the background. Cause so the National Weather Service has put out, or the National Weather Service in Springfield has pulled out their hazardous weather outlook. They noted limited tornado risk, limited hail risk, elevated thunderstorm wind damage risk, significant lightning risk, elevated excessive heat risk, and significant excessive rainfall risk. And we'll get to those in a bit. So strong to severe storms will be possible this evening into the overnight hours with all modes of severe weather possible. Damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour to hail to the size of the golf balls, and isolated tornadoes will be possible. A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 2 a.m. Additionally, a flood watch is in effect from 7 p.m. this evening until 7 a.m. Monday morning. Widespread rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches with localized higher amounts of around 7 inches will pose a flooding threat. And then that goes, and it'll go on to explain Sunday through Friday, but that's going to be for later this week. So spot activation may be needed this evening for across southeast Kansas into southwest and west central Missouri. This looked like a storm that this could cause an issue here in southwest Missouri Ozarks. That's over in Kansas, southeastern Kansas right now. Okay. Just kind of looking behind the scenes here. Just not really saying much just yet, but again, these storms out here in southeast Kansas are definitely causing some issues right now. Turn that down. And I'm pretty sure Ozarks is on with issuing alerts for SWIC, issuing SWIC BVL alerts at this time. If anybody is with that knows anything about SWIC or the Severe Weather Information Center team.
Bunch of those, we give him like 80% off.
Oops, come on, get me out of there. Okay. I was just looking into Vince Welty because he is back in Iola. Iola, Kansas. Wow, my brain farted right there so badly. So, he's actually in Allen County, Kansas. He's coming up on the interchange of 169 and 54 in Allen County on the east side of Iola. I'm just gonna switch over to reflectivity just to see, what kind of motion we got with these storms, because definitely haven't looked at that in a while. So we're gonna take a look at that really quick. Okay, so wow. So that northern storm, that northern SVR in our southeastern Kansas counties, that one appears to be colliding with this new severe thunderstorm warning storm. So that can definitely cause some issues for sure. And we got these storms up here and basically on the south side of Topeka into the Kansas City area, Missouri. And those look like they're going to intensify as they enter the Missouri state line. Also got other cells popping up. Wow. Southwest of Wichita. And I say wow because we got a strong outflow boundary pushing through the Wichita area. And that is very, very definitive on radar right now. And we do have an enhanced risk in place right now for Springfield, for places all the way from Chanute to Joplin to Clinton to Osage Beach to Rolla to even as far as Farmington, Missouri, Poplar Bluff. Man, basically this entire enhanced risk pretty much stretches from Fredonia, Kansas, all the way down to the Poplar Bluff area. So basically, all modes of severe weather are possible. Large hail up to the size of golf balls, 70 to winds close to 70-mile-per-hour winds likely. A few isolated tornadoes are very possible, and of course, flooding is going to be a major issue with this event as well. Not with the tornado threat. The tornado threat is going to be the main story, but the most secondary threat with this is going to be the flash flooding. Basically, these storms are going to be trading over these same areas. Storms are going to be developing, trading over the same areas where rain has been produced from trading thunderstorms. So it is basically going to be a train track of storms. Going to be basically just cruising along the area and just going to dump a lot of rain and just going to produce a lot of flooding. So if you live in any flood prone areas, make sure you guys are aware of that. And the National Weather Service has decided in Springfield to issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Bourbon and Crawford counties until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So got an hour and 5 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning. They only note 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail with this. I also want to note a new cell has developed over Neosho right now. So we definitely have to keep bears watching because that storm or that cell is out there on its own, pretty much in Newton County over the Neosho area. Definitely want to keep bears watching right now. As this storm is in a much more favorable environment for any sort of tornadic activity. And folks, anybody living in Southwest Missouri should know that we haven't seen some sort of like any individualized storm or even like any supercellular type of storms in a while. The last time I remember seeing one was back in like April 30th of 2019. That was a day I remember still to this day, and I just remember a lot of tornado warnings issued for all over Southwest Missouri. And even out on that day, I even felt the moisture. I felt the moisture of the atmosphere. It was just that moist out there. The atmosphere was just so primed and basically almost at the maxed out point of the tornado parameters there. So definitely was a day to remember. And yeah, I remember hiding there around like 9 o'clock at night. It was very scary for me at that time. And yeah, luckily there was not a tornado that was issued, or there was not a tornado confirmed with that back in that day. But yeah, we haven't seen. Oops, we have not seen something like this since then. At least for me, at least. But this is definitely something we need to keep watching as these storms are making its way now into Southwest Missouri. Again, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Bourbon and Crawford counties until 9 p.m. All of Bourbon and Crawford counties, rather. So they only know 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So places like Pittsburgh, if you're in Pittsburgh State University, definitely want to stay indoors. Pittsburgh State University, Fort Scott, Frontenac, Girard or Girard, I think. I apologize if I butchered these names really badly. So Arma, Marmaton, Cherokee, Mulberry, Chicopee, McCune, Franklin, Bronson, Arcadia, Uniontown, Walnut, Fulton, Redfield, Hepler, Mapleton, and Burgess. And if you're in any of those areas I just called out, make sure you guys are indoors right now. Don't take a chance. Don't try to, chase a storm or whatever. We have storm chasers out there right now who are knowing what they're doing. So, someone like Vince Walty is currently on this storm right now, and definitely don't want anybody to try to chase the storm, because that's why we have trained professional storm chasers out there, because they know exactly what they're looking for. They know exactly what they're doing, They have the advanced equipment that a regular person does not have and visually sees. So we need folks to not. I encourage folks to not basically chase. Leave it up to the leave it up to the trained weather spotters out there who are currently on the field with these storms right now. So definitely don't try to look for this storm, cause you got heavy rain, hail, and even damaging winds associated with these storms, and definitely don't want to have folks get into some sort of any harmful way as much as possible. We don't want any folks to get hurt while trying to chase anything. So best just to stay indoors and just stay where you're at. Stay indoors, let the storms pass, and we'll give you the all clear until these storms pass by for now. And a new day one enhanced outlook risk has just been posted. And Ozarks, once that gets pulled up, just let me know. We'll see what the Storm Prediction Center has put out there, cause I'm very anxious to see what they've done to this latest outlook or this latest day one outlook right here. So definitely keep an eye on this. All right, so. All right, so if you're just now joining us, this is Raz here doing a live severe weather coverage here along with Ozarks. This the time is now 8 p.m. on the dot right now. And right now we're currently watching a severe weather event currently still continuing to unfold right now. And okay, I'll get to that in a second. But again, a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 2 p.m. for all of Southwest Missouri. For all of Southeast Kansas and Western Oklahoma into the Texas Panhandle, that watch expires at 11 p.m. So this new watch out here in Southwest Missouri, all of Southwest Missouri, is in effect until 2 a.m. Monday morning. And again, a possible threat for pretty much almost severe weather is possible with this. We have strong damaging winds of winds close to 70-mile-per-hour winds, hail to the size of golf balls here, and can't rule out. And again, an isolated tornado. A few possible isolated tornadoes are possible with this overnight. So we can't take that out of the question, because we got that's literally been a thing that the Storm Prediction Center has put out for 5% chance, pretty much all of for all of Southwest Missouri rather. So we're definitely going to be watching for these storms, and this is something we can't mess with. This yeah, so we got obviously some storms moving into the Ozarks now. And again, a new day one outlook risk has just been posted. I'm trying to get a graphic view of this, just to kind of. I know people really can't really see this on this stream. Okay, looks like they shifted that tornado risk a little bit more now into parts of northern Arkansas, parts of northeast or northwestern Arkansas. So I would say if you're in the Fort Smith area, you have a chance of seeing some sort of a tornado, but it's going to be a 2%. So you got a low end threat of a tornado. But up here in Missouri, in Southwest Missouri, we're in a much more favorable environment for any sort of tornadic activity. We also have a new Oh, hey, Ozarks, Neosho. We gotta look at Neosho, Missouri, Ozarks. I think we got a little bit of a signature trying to form here. It's a developing storm, but we already got a developing hook on it, and looks like to be we got a developing hook with that, and also a little bit of a small couple with that storm over the Neosho area, Ozarks. I can see that on my end, and that looks to be. Oh yeah, it's growing in size now. And there's no warning on that storm just yet, but Bears watching it right now, and definitely need to be watching this right now if you're in Neo show. Okay, well, it looks like that signature has basically went away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was there for a brief second. But again, that's a storm to keep watching. I will say that's a storm to keep watching.
Mhm.
That's a developing supercell right there. It looks like.
All right, I'm here now.
Hello there, Blixie. Currently tracking right now. Just try to keep swearing. Just try to keep swearing to a minimum, or if you can completely eliminate swearing, because I kind of don't like swearing on stream.
What the friggity fark is going on?
That's starting to come more towards of a complex.
I heard the word developing supercell.
Yeah,
That southern part, the southern end of that storm looks like to have a hook on it. It's starting to do something, but again, the winds are pretty strong there right now.
Oh yeah, they shifted a lot around. On the new
Almost looks like anticyclonic rotation at like the bottom.
Yeah, they shifted that tornado risk a little bit more into your area now, so it looks like
They
you're in
shifted it
part of that
actually-
5% chance.
They shifted it west into Kansas actually too.
Yeah,
They-
because they had that storm out there in Kansas had history of producing a tornado. But has it been confirmed
No,
before or not?
no cloud.
It's never been confirmed. But yeah, we had history of this storm producing of some sort of spin up. Has never been touched down apparently, according to sources. But yeah, definitely bears watching.
I am eating rod candy at the moment.
Okay, yeah, so that's actually interesting what models are showing. So with models, taking a look at what they're showing right now. There should be more isolated development along and ahead of the cold front that's actually sweeping through. So by
How quote unquote cold is it gonna get after the cold front passes?
probably, it's actually gonna sound really shocking given how hot it's actually been here. We're probably looking at upper 70s to lower to mid 80s for your high temperatures, and probably
That's not shocking at all.
we'll get hold on because I remember, and then probably mid to lower 50s for your lows, and maybe an isolated upper 40s.
Oh wow,
No way.
New Kansas Ozarks definitely's got a nice little signature on it. And we got Brandon Kopik actually, or Kopik rather, or however you say his last name. But yeah, he's on that storm right now in New Kansas. We also got Vince Welty going east on 96, heading into the Bronson area. There are basically two storm chasers on both ends of the storms up here.
Oh wow, that actually looks interesting on how these ones are developing. So it looks like the main cells or the initial cells.
I'm very curious to see how these storms evolutionize as they reach into Missouri.
Yeah, what I'm observing
Because we
right now-
also got this one cell over in Neosho. Definitely bears watching. So
Yeah, so just as of right now, what I've observed is that the initial storms that did fire up, those are actually dying down as the new cells we're seeing are actually starting to fire up just more. So this is what we're talking about in being training. The green polygon you currently see as well on my end, that's your flood advisory. This is what we were talking about. This is gonna, along with the severe threat, you're also gonna have that flooding threat. So if you're within the polygon, like areas like Yates Center, Iola, Erie, Fredonia, and areas north of Parson, should start watching out for those flooding potential.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I need this to be 4. 0.
And let me just see if there's a possible way I can pull up a camera that's somewhat close to that Neosho storm there. Let me just see if I can find that real quick. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, we should start seeing stuff develop just a little bit more as we continue into more of the evening hours.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's go to Neosho right here. Highway. Highway 86 and Gateway Drive. Let me go back. Let me go a little bit further south. And I apologize for making that noise. I didn't mean to scare folks like that. If I did, I really do apologize. That looks to be like a low hanging cloud right there. And reflectivity is starting to show a little bit of a hook now, trying to right over Neosho right now. I got a MODOK camera picked up here on Highway 86 and Gateway Drive. That's where I'm currently on right now. If you want to get into that camera as well, Ozarks behind the scenes on your end. This is wow. That's near I-49 near the intersection of I-49 and Cherokee. But this camera is located at like I said, Highway 86 and Gateway Drive here in Neosho, Missouri. Looks like to be on the north side on the north side of Neosho. Yeah. I do see some sort of I'm just gonna keep an eye on on this camera here, while we're kind of sort of doing other coverage with this for the other storms out there in Kansas. So I'll definitely let you know, Ozarks, if there's definitely something I do see concerning, and you can potentially pull it up on your end for folks to see as well. Maybe, just maybe.
Okay. So yeah, currently we're working with 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. This one over here for Wilson, Neosho, Woodson and Allen counties. This one's for Bourbon and Crawford counties. The one for Bourbon and Crawford goes till 9, and the one for Wilson, Neosho, Woodson and Allen goes until 8:30. We are still expecting a few storms to fire up, mainly across, I would say, a line from, let's put it, from around Butler, Missouri to about Medford, Oklahoma. That whole area here in about a few hours should start firing up. With a few
Yeah, we already have a couple cells now developing in Newton County, Missouri right now.
So, if you live in those areas, should be something you keep in mind as these storms track east and actually start going into that more volatile environment for tornadoes.
Okay, so while I don't forget about this, now that I got this in mind, so as we're moving into the nighttime hours, it's obviously going to get darker and darker. So, folks, if you're going to try and look for any storms that's trying to do any some sort of like spin up or are doing any tornadic activity, please do not look for it. It is going to be very hard, especially because most of these tornadoes are probably going to be shrouded in rain. So meaning that you're not going to be able to see this tornado at all at night, especially, and especially the fact that you also got the rain. obscuring the view as well. So that'll also make it more of a danger threat for people at night. So nighttime tornadoes are definitely a biggest issue at night when it comes to some sort of event like this. We definitely don't want folks to try to look for some sort of tornadoes or anything like that. If a tornado is spotted, and so basically all you gotta do is just rely on reflectivity and velocity, or you can just rely on any of us. But obviously, you should rely on your local news network, your local news channel, or your local weather channel to basically cover any of these storms for you. As because a lot of people don't have a lot of these instruments and equipment that we do use to track these storms. So we basically want folks to just keep an eye, listen to the information, and oh wow, okay, but yeah, nighttime tornadoes. Point being is that the nighttime tornadoes are much more dangerous to track at night, just because you won't be able to see it. Don't try to get a video of it unless you are not in its direct path. But oh hey, wow, we got a beware now with the Neosho storm now, it looks like, and the velocity signature is starting to ramp up a little bit. That's okay. That needs to be watched. Let me go look back at that MODOK camera real quick, because that camera looks to be. And I'm looking on the highway. I'm at the Highway 86 and Gateway Drive in the Neosho area. I don't see a lowering in this picture yet, but again, on radar now, it's definitely looking more concerning now. So anybody in northeastern Newton County need to be watching the storm, or even in the east central Newton County need to be watching the storm immediately, because this storm has just evolutionized basically in this part of the world, and it looks like it's a developing supercell with this. There's no warning on this just yet, but again, bears watching, okay? Bears watching with this, okay? This is south of I-44, just to the east of I-49, and this is on the north side of Neosho. If you're in Neosho and point south, you're going to be safe for now, but if you're in the north side of Neosho, I would definitely keep on alert, and especially if you're in the northeastern and east central parts of the county of Newton County, Missouri, you need to be watching this ASAP, and I would start taking shelter, or I would start preparing shelter now, honestly, just to be on the safe
That's why
note.
I
So
lied.
definitely keep bears watching with this. This is going to be coming up on the Granby area, Granby City, Diamond City, or Diamond rather, sorry. Park, we got Talmadge City, Wentworth, Berwick, and Central Point. And this looks, I'm going to safely assume that this is going to be staying north of Newtonia, but again, it's going to be a close call if you're in Newtonia. But honestly, you know what? Let's just have you in your safe place ready. But yeah, this storm is a little bit on and off. But I would definitely keep bears watching. There's not a tornado with this. But I'm just saying bears
Yet.
watching with this, and we definitely need folks to just keep aware with that storm if you're in the Neosho area.
So for folks in that area, just to get general perspective, the storm right now generally is riding just north of Highway 60. Should be coming up to, let's see, what's this road right here? To New Highway E, here shortly, just north of Granby. And right after it crosses New Highway E, probably gonna go over State Highway W. So if I just called out those areas, just be mindful that, hey, this storm's coming your way, and it's just something to keep an eye out for. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Right now, the storm's probably, if you're familiar with this area, probably over Nighthawk Road. So, if you just know anyone around that road, just check up on them, see if they're seeing something. course, if they're seeing it safely. So yeah, just keep mindful of that.
You know, this is kind of fascinating to me because this is just a supercell just developing. This is just a tiny lone supercell. This is what fascinates me the most. Like with storms like this, you know, just the evolutionary of these storms, just kind of impresses me the most, in my opinion. Just because you know what they're capable of producing, and you can see the structure on reflectivity. Or if you have much more, you know, advanced radar technology, you'll be able to, you know, better dissect these storms with, you know, obviously with high level radar tops and stuff like that. But it just, you know, I don't know, it just impresses me the most, just seeing stuff like this and seeing a supercell like this. Obviously, those types of storms are the most violent types of storms that you would ever see in the world. But yeah. And wow, look at that! Look at that structure. And even Ozarks got a good structure on. Did you show it on radar or on
I
stream?
don't think it popped up because it's only screen sharing on the
Oh, okay,
on
okay,
the radar screen itself, not my entire screen.
okay. Wow, but wow, that just impresses. Even 3D dimensional, you know, visual of the storm is really impressive and intriguing to look at. Again, this storm is coming up on the Granby area, and it looks like the worst part of that storm is coming up in the Granby area right now. So definitely bears watching with that right now. Okay, excuse me, guys. I apologize.
Ooh. Yeah, there actually could potentially, not saying that there will be, could potentially be a little bit of hail with this, especially over State Highway E right now.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
But again, no, there is not a warning with that right now. This is just a developing. Well, what I like to call it. Well, I'm gonna call this a supercell because it's definitely got that supercellular sort of look to it with my very own eyes on radar. Another cell is also developing behind it too, so also need to watch that as well
Mhm.
over the southwestern part of the county, just basically east of the Seneca area. And is it moving? It looks to be moving east? Ozarks, that storm. Is it moving east or northeast? Do you think
It looks northeast.
northeast? Oh God. Okay. Wow. Oh, yo, hey, there's a little bit of a weak rotation with this now.
What storm are we looking at?
The one near Neosho or near Granby.
Oh, hey, I'm looking at that one too.
Um,
I do see what you're talking about.
yeah, and for those
Yeah.
on I-49,
Oh, yeah. There's a little bit of some weak rotation with this storm now. I'm definitely it just showed up now.
yeah, for those on I-49, especially between mile markers, let's see,
Right back.
between mile marker 34 and 20, you'll probably be experiencing on and off rain, probably heavy at times. So just stay alert.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. I looked. I'm
Along there.
moving over to a. I moved over to a camera. This is on U.S. Highway. Wait, hold on. This is not the right camera. Hold on. Oh wait, no, this is the right camera. Okay.
Portsmouth.
This is on Missouri Highway
Intersection.
59, Business Highway 49 intersection. And I'm seeing a really good structure in this storm too. It is very dark. The clouds. It's getting dark outside, so obviously getting to the nighttime hours now. So, but wow, look at that. That there's some pretty good structure with that. Maybe a little bit of a low hanging cloud right there, and of course the trees are going to be obscuring the view of this, so that's not going to be helpful.
So okay, so just to recap, more or less what we're looking for the severe area. Severe area so far, we're just looking everything north of Highway 412 in Arkansas and Oklahoma. So just anything north of Highway 412 is likely to see severe weather. South of 412, going into areas like Little Rock, Fort Smith, McAllister, areas in that area. Probably the best we'll be seeing down there is more isolated. Will be more isolated in nature, but you could see your heavy rainfall, your fair share of heavy rainfall. That is. So flash flooding could be a concern. But other than that, I don't really expect anything south of 412 or along Interstate 40. So if you're down in that area, I'd say you're basically pretty much in the clear for right now. That's not saying there's
Oh yeah, the
100%
new
not gonna
radar
be
scan on my
severe
end
weather.
shows more defined rotation.
It's gonna more than likely be more isolated in nature, so it's just gonna be a really hit or miss chance of severe weather the further south you go. But yeah, still looking at this storm in near Neosho or near Granby, which actually, speaking of which, there's actually a few storms actually firing up just northeast of this storm too. New little cell near
Oh
Mount
wow,
Vernon
yeah,
and
it's
another
in
near
Lawrence County.
Sarcoxy.
Yeah, in Lawrence County, Missouri now. We got storms now trying to fire up now on the
Yeah.
I-44 corridor right now as we speak. Yeah, these are storms definitely. Oh wow, we're gonna have to be watching these storms like a hawk, Ozarks. These storms can easily do something, and we might not be able to see it right away.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's definitely something we should for sure watch. Yeah. Definitely need to watch this one. Now that I see that. So definitely start watching that now. Now that I saw that. So just based on observations on webcams, which you're probably hearing me saying on and off about, looking at something interesting over near Neosho.
Guys, you know that weak rotation?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about right now. So definitely looking at potentially, I'm saying potentially, I'm not going to be saying it's a 100% that there is a lowering, but there appears to be a potential lowering. Where is this camera looking at? I'm not sure exactly what direction this camera is looking at.
That may or may not be a tiny, teeny little hook on reflex.
That's likely what it is. There was
Yeah, yeah, that's the camera I was just looking at. I'm actually still watching it right now.
no idea what direction. If I had to guess the direction it's pointing at, probably going to be pointing to the north.
Yeah, it's gonna be northeast Ozarks. This
Yeah.
is actually looking northeast right now. Maybe slightly more, maybe northeast, but this is northeast in general.
Northeast. Definitely something interesting there, and definitely something we gotta keep watching for sure. As the storm basically grows and progresses.
Oh yeah, 100%.
definitely something folks in that area should be knowing about too.
Yeah.
21 in that area. This exists.
Oh, hey, yeah, look, yeah, that hook is okay. The new skin just pulled in. It's
Oh,
right on top of
yeah.
Granby. Do you see it now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right on top of Granby. Hook now on the southern end of Granby. But wow, that
Yeah,
I
very
wouldn't be
well
surprised if
done.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see this go tornadic because of if it intensifies even more.
Just given the environment too.
Yeah. Because it's there. There's some rotation there with that storm.
So so the hook right now, likely where we're seeing this maybe drop is gonna be between State Highway H and US 60. So basically area south of Granby. Should be coming up. What's this road right here? Highway M, Road 24, Raccoon Road, and Raven Road. Those are gonna be your next up. Teal Road, Teal Drive actually, Tiger Road, and Turtle Drive should probably be seeing this too here in a few minutes.
Looks like to be a mesocyclone trying to form right
Yeah,
there. Maybe
definitely a
spinning right there
mesocyclone
right now.
now.
Yeah, mesocyclone spinning there.
Not 100% being tornado or tornadic in general.
Yep.
Based on the cameras right now, a lot of lightning activity with that storm, so it's definitely growing still.
Yeah, the lighting I've noticed the lightning activity is definitely increased, and that just goes to show that the storm is definitely still intensifying. So this definitely can start putting down something here very soon. And I wouldn't be surprised if they issue that because the way it's looking like right now and how fast this thing evolutionized and how this thing is still spinning. We may have a mesocyclone right there trying to develop right now, or maybe we have one right now. It's gonna probably produce a wall cloud. Then we got the funnel, then the tornado, which should maybe drop. But yeah,
Yeah, but just given this environment, anything can and possibly will or will not happen. Just depending on how the storm evolutionizes.
So if you're in the Fort Smith area, we have one viewer asking about the Fort Smith area. If you're in the Fort Smith area, you're more than likely not gonna get the worst of it of this whole entire event, but you're gonna get some rain thunderstorms, but definitely not what you're gonna be seeing up here. What we're currently seeing up here in Missouri right now. And hey, oh yeah, that thing is intensifying, Ozarks. That thing just intensified on the east side of Granby. But yeah, if you're in Fort Smith, you're gonna get some marginalized severe weather, at least in that part of the world. So, but up here in Southwest Missouri, that's gonna be a completely different story. And again, we have an intensifying supercell now developing with some rotation now evident on the east side of Granby now. And that thing is starting to really become more concerning for us now. Let me pull up that camera and let me see if you have a. Let me see if that. Oh, it's getting dark. Yeah, it's getting too dark, and you got the trees obscuring the view. Yeah, that thing is very concerning right now.
Plus more
Right on top of
precipitation. See, that's going to be the issue too with that round of precipitation we had to come through early this morning. They're going to be very high precipitation supercells with the abundant moisture we have. Which, sometimes the morning convection makes or breaks, but this time just made, and we get to deal with a little bit of its consequences. So I'll just pump this one now, and then we'll look back at radar. But yeah, that's probably going to be a second issue too. With how much moisture there is, they'll probably start cutting their own updrafts off too. This one near Mount Vernon, along 44, just south of Scott City, along State Highway 97. That one, just depending how it grows and upscales, could potentially become a supercell, but we'll watch that. We'll watch these storms down here starting to fire up. This right now is our main story right now, with it actually producing 60-mile-per-hour winds out in Chanute. So we'll keep tabs on those for right now. I believe this over here is actually a dying cluster. So as this dies out, just gonna move across southwest Missouri, and there it is. There's a TVS. There's its rotation. So we're gonna start watching this one a little bit more closely now that this cluster over here is starting to die out just a little bit. We'll watch this one just a little bit closer, given that we're mainly focusing our attention now on it. So, just as a recap, we're looking at just maybe, a really decent tornado threat. But definitely a large hail damaging wind threat for sure.
All right, Ozarks. Unfortunately, I gotta go for now. But I will be back in a couple hours. But let me know if there is something coming up in the Springfield area. Just let me know. If something bad happens or if there's anything bad going on, just let me know, of course. But yeah, I'll be back in a couple hours.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you.
Works with me. So, just as it stands right now, we're still watching these storms. I'm gonna go off a leg and assume the severe thunderstorm warning is gonna get expired here in a few. As these storms slowly die out, which it looks like they're actually on a really decent weakening trend versus previous scans, as you can see. Especially now that it's higher precipitation, it likely cut off its own updrafts and just started dumping a bunch of rain. This right here, over here, is where our main focus is right now. As you can see, look, excuse me, radar showing a little bit of what could be rotation. Not 100% sure on rotation, but definitely just a tiny smidge of rotation that could be attempting to form as we so speak. So as that forms, we'll keep our eyes on it and see if it does materialize. If it does materialize, then yes, definitely going to be something to watch out for. But at the same time, I'm watching this area down here too. This little hook that could be trying to form something over near Neosho. We've been watching Neosho like crazy for the past few minutes, but
There may be something going on in St. Paul.
St. Paul, is that... Where is that? Because there's multiple St. Paul. St. Paul, Missouri.
I don't know any of these. It's like the storm. I think it's the storm above the storm with the brief rotation. Yeah, it is. There could be something going on like the...
Which radar are you
I don't know.
at?
It looks like something to me. You tell me.
Is it the Springfield radar you're looking at?
I have other audio playing.
Because diamonds, Coxie, not.
It's kind of in a radar dead zone, but I saw something on the KEAX radar.
So we're up here.
Well, it could be nothing though, but it looked like something trying to happen. Well, it actually looks like it's weakening, so it's probably nothing.
Oh, up here. This would probably
See, I can't look at it on any other radar because it's in range for. Oh. I'm starting to see that pop up on multiple radars. There's this one spot of strong velocity, like right on the edge of the storm. This once I'm seeing it on multiple radars. What?
But yeah, still
Hold on.
watching this storm out in Newton County.
It looks
Yeah.
like that rotation's dying out in the one in the
One we've been looking at.
over Richie.
Yeah.
The rotation dying.
The one over yeah, Richie. But yeah, you can definitely start seeing back here. There. Back here, we're definitely starting to see a little bit more activity, starting to fire up, especially along the quad state line.
Oh wait, no, that might actually be that is weak rotation right there. Savenberg. I'm gonna butcher all of these. I don't know any of these names. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not smart. It's in that northern storm where I cried wolf earlier about the rotation a small bit, but like right in the middle of the storm there looks like the rotation about as weak as the one we were looking at. Never mind, that one picked up. That's funky. But this one isn't. This could probably just immediately die out, but it's in the bigger storm, so it could do something. This one here looks like it kind of picked up, but it could die out. Looks at the same time, it's looking like it's dying out. But I'm gonna look. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep my. I'm gonna keep looking at this. We're just gonna see this. Oh, good. It's not dying out. That's good.
Let's see. Yeah, still firing up across southern Missouri. Yeah. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not
This is
entirely
like right
convinced
next to the border.
that these storms up here are dying out. So we'll keep tabs on these coming into areas like Nevada and Lamar. Definitely some stuff firing up just southwest of Springfield. Or more, yeah, definitely southwest of Springfield. This one
I honestly can't tell if the rotation in that storm is dying out or not.
the one storm up near Kansas City.
Might be a cycling storm, maybe. I mean, storms recycle sometimes. True.
Hold on. Let's see this.
Could do with that. I'm just gonna keep looking at the whatever's going on in like right where Savenberg is. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. That looks like something that could possibly do something, especially since it didn't really die quickly as I thought it was going to. Not a good sign. We'll have to see what it does on the next scan, though. Because it could do anything.
Mhm. Still, I mean, still watching those storms just southwest of Springfield.
Nope, it's dying. Never mind.
There's nothing really super duper organized just yet. It's
Oh, all of this is
been real on and off, especially this one near Granby. It's been pulling out hooks, pulling out little areas of potential rotation. It's been doing all this whole everything. Been trying to pull everything, which is trying.
It's trying new things right now.
Yeah.
It's trying.
It goes to show that yes, this environment's probably pretty decent for if something wants to try to spin up. If storms are really trying to, but they just can't find it yet.
Something tried to in the northern storm, but it looks like it died out.
Whoops, my bad. No, couldn't hear me on the stream side. Should have looked at that if I started talking. But just to recap what I was just talking about, we're trying to attempt to look at these updrafts and see where likely we're looking at where the air for these storms are flowing in. The area near Pier City might be it. The area near Newtonia might be it. Not entirely sure which one it is out of all those. But yeah, definitely something we'll keep tabs on about. Right, just velocity's a mess. I'm not gonna bother looking at that for a little bit. But it looks like they might decide to expire this severe thunderstorm warning up here for Bourbon and Crawford counties.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When a severe thunderstorm warning has to expire, but they don't want to expire it, what do? Do they is that what a continuation is?
They don't want to. Usually,
Or do
yes.
they reissue it?
Usually that, or they sometimes on a very rare occasion, sometimes they like to expand it, extend the time on it, not expand it, which I've seen done before just a handful of times. I haven't seen it very often, but it's happened a handful of times. So they can choose to extend it, but it rarely happens. They rarely do that, and they just reissue.
Oh,
But yeah, when does that severe thunderstorm warning actually expire? Because once that expires, so it expires at 9, so in about 10 minutes. We'll keep tabs on these storms down here. Yeah, this is initially where bought us live over here. We'll keep tabs on them for right now. Like I said, I would probably see if this severe thunderstorm warning expires. Once it does expire, we'll continue to monitor these. I'll keep the stream up and everything. I'll keep radar and everything up just for right now. As these storms are actually still developing, so I kind of want to give them just a little bit of time and a little bit of wiggle room, rather than just being on top of them and just almost repeating myself. We'll watch these for sure. This will probably expire here in the coming minutes, but we'll watch these. If anything happens, or speak of the devil, that happens. So it's showing rotation. If I can get storm relative. This storm relative motion. Remove marker. Definitely, probably some wind actually in that. Let's see. 40 miles per hour probably. On that. Definitely, maybe something trying to potentially. Now, I'm not saying this with 100% guarantee, but probably something trying to spin up just northeast of Newtonia. Probably either along Jute Road, between Jute Road and Highway 60. Could be something there. I'm not entirely convinced. Special weather summit issued by the National Service out in Tulsa. But this cell over here near Miami, this storm's gonna start moving. What did they say on that? Actually, special weather statement. Let me go find that special weather statement and see what they have to say about it, because that's actually going to be interesting. Moving northeast at 25. So these went from moving southeast, which we were seeing initially, to moving northeast. I think, yep, that severe thunderstorm warning was expired. So yeah, that rotation also is gone too. Not entirely sure what radar was thinking over there, but actually we're trying to get hail reports too. There it goes again. I don't know exactly what it's seeing. It's probably this little blob over here. Let me get gate to gate, because that's gonna give me a general idea what it's probably trying to see over here. Oh, it's probably this area down here. So it's probably the collision of these two. Of course, it's broad as well, so I'm not going to say there's something there. It's also another hook right here. Actually, this sucker is still trying to produce hooks and everything. Definitely a hook near Newtonia, right along Kentucky Road and Highway 60. Probably another hook trying to form here too near Neosho. This one's gonna be just along Goldfinch Road, coming up to Hereford, riding basically just along Highway 86. So it's gonna come just riding along Highway 86. It looks like into probably northwestern parts of Neosho, probably around the Baxter Street area, or just along Highway 60 Business. So it's gonna probably cross I-49 just at the Highway 86 exit, we'll move across that area just northwest of Neosho. This one's actually just a little bit more impressive. Of course, none of the stronger winds are touching, and we don't have much of stronger winds, but there could potentially be something that could attempt spinning up, but I'm not 100% sure on that just yet. But yeah, we'll keep watching these. For right now, I don't have a single severe thunderstorm warning in effect, but I'll just continue watching these rather than getting off, because yeah, this is what I'm starting to worry about. At the moment I mentioned about potentially getting off, everything starts to fire up just a little bit and be a little bit more significant. Definitely a more well-defined, possibly well-defined hook near Newtonia, just along Highway 60. Definitely has some wind to it. I'm gonna see if I can get these Neosho cameras.
I am observing.
Nothing on the Neosho traffic cameras just yet. A lot of lightning though, for sure. But for right now, yeah, that actually dissipated over here. Yeah, that semi-rotation dissipated just a little bit. But yeah, we'll definitely watch this little hook that just now developed near Newtonia. And this little hook.
Careful, guys, you might get rained on.
Yeah. And definitely this area over here near Neosho. For right now. So we'll continue to watch that. No idea what this whole deal is about up here. We'll watch this cluster too. This cluster we've been watching since, well, actually the reason what brought us on. This cluster formed, yeah, we'll call it a cluster because it's pretty much big enough at that point. This cluster basically just formed initially from very small thunderstorms. Here we go. Here's your entire loop on that. You can see they just kind of formed and congealed into what they are now. As the storms continue to fire up, we'll definitely keep watching these for right now, because this storm just makes a pretty good attempt at trying to spin something up. No warnings or statements on that yet either. So emergency managers in Newton County are trying to report quarter-size hail west of Neosho. Probably pop up here soon and come up on the map here shortly. But definitely this is definitely some really interesting structures. Let's actually see it in volumetric. No, yeah, those are pretty impressive. See that much, so I don't want too much out of it. Oh yeah, definitely impressive structures with the cloud base, both sides. Not what I like there though, with the radar beams, but oh well. Oh well. But yeah, we'll continue to watch these for right now. There's that hail report. No idea if they're actually gonna pull a severe thunderstorm warning just yet. And now looking over here in Neosho, this little pocket of strong winds actually that is coming up into Neosho, just along Waldo Halter Memorial Drive. Yeah, looking at these scans, it's concerning just a little bit. Not completely convinced. And there's actually a severe thunderstorm warning now for Miami, Commerce, and Quapaw, Oklahoma. That's gonna be that cell right over here, actually. Severe thunderstorm was located 3 miles northeast of Miami, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Locations impacted include Miami, Commerce, Quapaw, Ottawa, and Peoria. This includes Interstate 44 between mile markers 306 and 324. For your protection, move to an interior on the lowest floor of a building. So this storm right here is gonna ride just along Interstate 44 into, well, actually, yeah, into the Joplin area. And yeah, this storm out in Neosho is definitely starting to become a little bit more concerning, especially with this hook. It's basically formed now. No idea if there is anything on the ground based on just webcam observations. Definitely something we'll continue to watch for right now. Except I hope I guess well, it's not entirely matched, but could be right there. This one for Newtonia, not much, but these hooks are really interesting. There's just one hook actually coming up to Monette now, nothing on it, which is good for right now too. There's one near Aurora or Vernonia. Still nothing on that one too. This one near Neosho. Yeah, that one's still near Neosho is still really impressive. Cameras aren't offering any help, which sort of expected. Given the situation. And it's also pretty much night here. Yeah, they actually chose this. You can barely see it under this right now. Let's actually do this or not. They went severe thunderstorm warning on it. Just now, I saw the special weather statement, and there's the severe thunderstorm warning. Will probably propagate on the map. There it is. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Newton, Berry, Lawrence counties. Severe thunderstorm was located near Neosho, moving northeast at 25. It's 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Locations impacted include Neosho, Monette, Granby, Pure City, Diamond, Newtonia, Wentworth, Stark City, and Ritchie. This includes Interstate 49 between mile markers 24 and 28. So we now have these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings now as these storms continue to slowly fire up. I call it slowly even.
That doesn't work. I was doing a like streamer light thing by using a like battery powered fluorescent light that I made.
Uh-huh.
Like this is an actual fluorescent light, and I just positioned it above my computer. If I do it like that, it works. But I'd have to know. If I do this,
So, that's a thunderstorm warning in Ottawa County.
I think the fucking cameras was dirty.
Just got upgraded to golf ball
It is.
size hail.
Cameras.
So that'll be coming up to the Joplin area here in a few. Special weather statement up there near Pittsburgh and Weir.
Damn.
Which, for right now, should be what we're, or would have been the storms that are continually should be dying down in a few. But yeah, those storms, or that storm over near Neosho, is trying to potentially produce a tornado or not. Oh, there's a pretty huge, that's a pretty decent lowering over there between the lightning flashes. I wish I can just get a really good screenshot of that. That's pretty concerning over there in Neosho. Which is just getting me to think that there could yeah, that's really starting to tighten up too and everything. It's really starting to make me think there could very well be something on, not on the ground as of yet, but something really trying to spin up. Yeah, the Tulsa radar shows the same thing too on it. Springfield radar, yeah, it's just looking pretty concerning for sure. New Neosho. None of these cameras have a pretty good view on what I really want to see right now, but definitely just definitely something we need to watch out for. Still being something to watch. That's really been the main like hot spot right now. That the Neosho area. Which is interesting actually. Given it's being a pretty decent hotspot. But no, yeah, definitely on this new scan. Something really to watch out for. Let's see correlation. Correlation still pretty good on it. I hope.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, there was a bit of a lowering over here on this side of the camera. This side. Still nothing either. Definitely something to be watching near Neosho. Looks like it's dissipated.
The reason I'm muted right now is because hopefully we don't get canceled for me saying this, but I'm playing Geometry Dash at the moment because I'm trying to practice for something.
Oh.
Want to try to beat a hard level before 2.2 releases. I'm playing right now to practice.
Yeah, definitely just watching this over here. As it continues to progress. Still watching this too. This time over here. Yep, that one's starting to hook too and everything. That's just been the main thing today. Every single storm just wanted to hook. This storm over here near Monet is trying to do something too. That's probably just been the main story today. There's another severe thunderstorm warning for Berry and Lawrence counties. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Locations expected to include Monet, Aurora, Mount Vernon, Marionville, Verona, Fearsat, Hoburg, Pleasant Ridge, Wheelerville, and Madry. This includes Interstate 44 between mile markers 38 and 46. So these storms definitely starting to fire up just a little bit more now. Still watching this area definitely near Neosho. Can't get a pretty good visual on MODOK cameras, but given that it's night, we probably won't get a good angle anyways. So we'll continue to keep watching that for right now, as these storms really just start firing up and getting the night underway across the Ozarks. But I got definitely little tidbits of velocity data all over the place. 2-inch hail near Monet. That's what radar's saying. Which I wanted to doubt just a little bit, but could potentially be there. Enrot was not there near Neosho just yet. But yeah, wow, yeah, that storm near Neosho's really starting to show that supercellular like structure. So yeah, that's definitely a really almost near textbook supercell structure on that.
Razzy's back. Should we let him in?
Yeah. That storm's just really trying to push its way to becoming more supercellular.
Hey, Ozarks, hear me?
Yeah.
No.
There's a small couplet now with that storm southwest of Monette.
Yeah, I've been watching that too.
It's yeah, that's coming up on Monet right now.
Yeah. Then that Neosha storm is just supercell structure like crazy. And especially now that it's more.
We'll see if it ramps up though.
Yeah, we'll see. Definitely now more that it's starting to really, and I mean really start wrapping up just a little bit.
Right, what storm has the couplet?
The one south of Monet.
Oh, I see.
New severe thunderstorm watch for portions of Arkansas and Oklahoma until 3 a.m. This is gonna include areas like Tulsa, Miami, Grove, Stillwell, and Fayetteville.
Are you under the watch now?
Yeah, till 3.
Hmm.
So we'll watch that for right now. And we'll probably get
I'll be right
additional
back.
ones here in a second.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, a lot more. Actually, yeah, there are a lot more cells actually starting to fire up now into areas like New Severe Thunderstorm warning. Yep, that one coming from Oklahoma.
Uh-oh.
The National Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm watch number 645 in effect until 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in the listening area: in Arkansas, Benton, Carroll, Madison, and Washington. In Oklahoma, Adair, Cherokee, Craig, Creek, Delaware, Mays, Nowata, Osage, Ottawa, Pawnee, Rogers, Tulsa, Wagner, and Washington.
I think they might have issued a severe thunderstorm watch.
Up to 70 miles an hour will be possible in and close to the watch area. Average storm movement is expected to be to the east at 30 miles an hour. A severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe weather in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be alert for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings.
So yeah, severe thunderstorm was located. So this is for Newton County, western Newton County. Severe thunderstorm was located west of Miami, Oklahoma, or 10 miles southeast of Baxter Springs. Moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazards include golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Oh crap! Radar indicated threat. Locations impacted include Neosho, Seneca, Granby, Diamond, Loma Linda, and Racine, and this includes Interstate 44 near mile marker 0 and Interstate 49 between mile markers 19 and 32. But yeah, still seeing all these storms firing up basically along the I-44 corridor. Okay, yeah. That's concerning. Let me change this really quick. Let me change this from that. So yeah, definitely looking at this structure, that's very concerning. Just given its structure, it's just really, I mean, really starting to hook now. Sheer valleys are there for sure if it just does want to plop down a tornado or two. But yeah, definitely gonna try. That storm's definitely gonna be the best shot at trying to plop something down. Yeah, this storm's coming into Peoria, just north of Seneca.
I wonder when the last supercell in Florida ever happened.
Who knows?
Funny story, my mom was working at House of Blues at Disney. You should totally go there. The food is okay. My mom kind of works there sometimes a little bit. Anyway, there was a supercell one night and it blew the doors in. The doors open outward.
Okay. Wow.
I think there was a spin up tornado that hit the building.
Okay, let's change from the Tulsa radar on here to the Springfield radar. Because, wow, talk about hook mania. We have one hook near Monette, second one near Newtonia, and then we have that third one we're just looking at near Peoria. This is what we were talking about earlier about this being a tornado threat and these being trending thunderstorms. I'm not gonna stress this now that if you have a tornado shelter, get that sucker ready, because at any moment these will try their best to plop down a tornado, and who knows from there, honestly.
Get your animals ready and book it. Chuck the cats in the shelter and then wait it out. The reason I said that is because I live with a bunch of cats, and during Irma, they would, when we had to take shelter, they would not come willingly. A spin up tornado kept hitting our house because, you know, hurricane tornadoes, but it was a tiny little one and it didn't do any damage. Or it hit nearby, it was very extremely loud. We could never get the cats to a shelter, but we never actually went all the way in because, like, they were so brief that they were gone before we even got to the bathroom because we didn't have our house was pretty protected. The position of our house was like almost hurricane proof. Because we were boxed in by a bunch of other like from all directions. We were boxed in from all directions the way our house was. Because our old neighborhood style is very weird, so it was able to do that. I'm actually kind of in that same exact position now. Or I'm boxed in all directions by other houses. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, Hurricane Irma, traumatizing for a 6-year-old, 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Or no, I was like 10. Well, that shit was still scary. Our house is very loud, so the wind sounds were like extremely loud for like 2 days straight. 6 out of 10 would do it again. Actually did do it again. Ian existed.
But okay, so all these thunderstorms are likely producing golf ball size hail by the looks of it. They just upgraded this one for near Monette and Aurora to golf ball size hail. This
Jaden
one
sirens are
near
here at some point.
Neosho and yeah, basically Monad again as well. That one's still quarter size. This one over here continues to be golf ball as well. Definitely starting to look concerning how many hooks there are actually.
I'm seeing the hail patches on CC where Monad is.
Yeah. So
My dumbass was almost gonna say that it was a CC drop, even though
yeah, definitely looking at a lot of areas where a tornado could plop down right now. There's still not strong enough indicators on velocity to say, hey, there's probably gonna be one right here, right now. But yeah, this one here, Purdy actually might be our one to do it. This right here starts intensifying. That's definitely gonna be it right there.
oh no, yeah, that
yeah.
hook is sexy.
That hook is just there, and it is not going away. For sure. If all that can just intensify for right now, we're gonna be in for really, really terrible. And that's another hook near Sharkoxy too. On that last radar scan too.
Oh Jesus, make it happen.
So four hooks on that one scan. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be something we'll continue to watch for. It's a lot of storms starting to fire up too across Oklahoma too. Let me go switch over to where I'm tabbed into on the Tulsa radar over here. Yeah, it's actually two lines of storms that are starting to form. We have that first initial line actually east of Interstate 44 and another one just north of 44. All of this is moving, looks to be northeast. But yeah, these storms are, to say impressive would probably be a very terrible understatement. Especially with these structures and the fact they're coming into this tornado probable environment and with these hooks, I would say give them a little bit and we could probably start counting tornado warnings, saying they start producing. If they don't start producing, then we're out of the clear. That's probably the best case scenario, but we could potentially start counting tornado warnings here in a few. Just given how they develop or so.
Watch the entire storm just completely die right now. As we're hyping up this big tornado night, the entire storm just. I just ripped ass. I hope no one heard that.
And even the new storms are actually starting to produce hooks too. These storms just fired up too and everything.
Where is there a new storm?
Look from Tulsa radar and look towards southwest Missouri. You can see like at least 6 new storms that fired up.
Yeah. They're like tailing off the big one.
Yeah.
The smaller one that has the goofy hook. I think they're just gonna get sucked into that current storm and just make it bigger. That's probably what's gonna end up happening. Oh, and also the hook is becoming less defined on reflect. It's not as hooky anymore.
Yeah. I think the more impressive hook's actually going to be near Sarcoxy. But again, no velocity signature. That's what's really impressing me too. We have all these hooks, and yet there's not been a really decent velocity signature. Eventually, yeah, we'll probably see one that has a pretty good velocity signature, but for right now...
I was gonna say that I wasn't gonna say anything, but like I said, I don't have that much knowledge on this stuff at all. So I didn't want to like make myself look like an idiot because like everyone's like, "Oh no, it's right there." I'm like, "Where?" So I'm glad that I'm not an idiot, and I was right to think that there was nothing there on velocity.
Yeah, there's nothing there just yet, but once again, the tornado environment.
Razzy's back. I'm getting him in. What's up, Razzy?
Oh,
Where are you right now?
What's the radar update right now, Ozarks? Oh, I'm at the.
We have multiple storms actually firing up. Right now there's storms from about. Let's see, what's this? Storms extending from all the way up from near Brookline and Battlefield all the way down south to areas like Veneta and Novato. There's a really decent hook near Purdy. There's another one near Fairview, and another one just west of Mount Vernon.
Also, Blixie, to answer your question, I'm actually at the gym right now.
I could kind of figure.
Yeah. The storms that are actually firing up right now in Oklahoma are actually developing with hooks in them, which is making me think those are going to be the ones that have the likeliest probability of potentially producing a tornado. So
yeah,
given that they've already been producing with hooks in mind, I would assume that they're probably going to be our ones to do it.
the ones.
Yeah. Near Chanute, Fort Scott.
I'm sorry if you'll hear like any banging noises in the background. That's just the people in the background dropping weights.
Yeah, he's at the gym being healthy like a loser. I need to start going to the gym. I'm a little bit on the chunky side.
It's never too late though, so don't be.
Yeah. But I have $0, so kind of impossible.
Yeah, watching this one storm northwest. But yeah, definitely watching this one storm northwest of Joplin could potentially start hooking too, but like I said, it really just depends on how the storm decides to develop. Wow, yeah, these storms are actually starting to produce outflow boundaries too already. Probably the likeliest right now, the one outflow boundary I currently see is actually from that hook that was near Purdy. It's a really small outflow boundary for right now, but it's actually starting to fire up a few storms.
Is it really?
Yeah, so right now that outflow boundary is just right outside of Cassville. With a really new cell that also fired up along with it. Yeah, still.
Okay, let me look at radar real quick.
Near Goodman and Anderson. Here's Springfield radar. Actually, not Springfield. Tulsa radar. Yeah, still a lot of new storms firing up. Let me change that actually.
Oh wow, wow, that's a lot of.
Tulsa radar. Yeah, this is probably what we're gonna start focusing on now versus the storms out in Missouri, because you can see that these storms are actually hooking already as they form, which is
In Oklahoma or in Kansas?
Yeah, no, in Oklahoma. So I'm gonna assume,
Oh.
if I had to guess, this right here is gonna be our main line of storms right here. Yeah, north of 44, and these storms just south of 44. Those are gonna be our outliers ahead of it. As long as one of these can keep an updraft and not congeal with the other one, and it continues into southwest Missouri, this likely will be our storms to produce a tornado or two. Right now, not much. Yeah, not much on velocity. So
That's good.
That is good for right now. But yeah, for right now, we should continue to see these storms firing up every so often.
I'm doing my rest break right now. I'm just kind of looking on radar on my end.
I'm gonna load up my
It's all becoming more.
Dr. Pepper and I forgot to load it.
It's like more become more linear now. All these storms.
Yeah, it's
kind of training the same over. They look like train tracks, like 3 separate trains on separate train tracks. That's how I like to describe it.
You know what else uses train? Roller coaster. Oh my god, I can't get the Dr. Pepper cage open. Case open. Where's my knife?
A lot of trading cells and a lot of storms firing up.
Let's test the sharpness of this tiny razor blade I just have lying around. That's been lying around for years and years, and I don't know how sharp it is.
We go look at the shear profiles and see what we're working with. These storms we're actually working with, because depending on if shear actually continues to be there as it potentially should have been earlier. Yeah, that actually looks a lot different than it was a few hours ago. So if I had to guess now, looking at this, hold on, let's see.
I hear thunder right now. What the? Oh yeah, that's thunder. I hear thunder.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. You should probably look outside.
There's no like windows here, except if I go to the front part of the whole place here.
The front part of the whole place here.
Oh, that's where that's where stuff changed, huh?
Oh yeah, the thunder's intensifying.
Those thunder strikes are getting more frequent or more intense.
Okay, come on.
So yeah, they have pretty good cast. Which that's the one thing I really didn't want. But yeah, more linear now, for sure.
Sorry, that was loud.
But yeah, that's probably gonna be what the main threat's gonna be. Just linear actually coming now.
Yet another tornado risk busted.
The tornado risk is still slightly there. It's just gonna be more spin up rather than it being.
Well, it did say isolated, so I
Yeah,
guess it's not
isolated,
really
yeah.
busted.
We have that one little isolated tornado or potential tornado up in Kansas, so I really wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
That must have been a little isolated, but yeah. For right now, yeah, it looks pretty linear. As per se, golf ball size, yeah. But yeah, I think these will slowly start transitioning to linear. Might potentially hop off. Saying this storm near Aurora. Let me actually switch because I'm on this showing the wrong radar. Yeah, this storm. Storm near Aurora. If this storm could potentially produce something near Jenkins, I will probably keep us on for a little bit, but you know, probably gonna looking at another mainly win in hail threat.
It looks like I'm gonna safely assume just maybe the tornado risk is somewhat more westward rather than all of Southwest Missouri.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like in terms of what I've seen so far, I feel like most of that tornado threat, or at least the greatest threat for me, is gonna probably be at least into probably like northeast Oklahoma and maybe parts of southeast Kansas. But I feel like most of that activity is probably still produce some sort of like some rotation here in Southwest Missouri. But I think really the majority of the greatest threat is probably going to be in northeast Oklahoma, in my opinion. Unless things drastically change, but we'll keep tracking these storms. But although that storm out there now in Berry County, Bears watching, that's got a pretty nice looking appendage there.
Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning now for Newton County, Western Christian County, Northern Stone County, Northern McDonald County, Northern Berry County, Lawrence County, Southern Jasper County until 10:45. Severe thunderstorms were located along the line extending 8 miles east of Purdy or 10 miles south of Aurora, moving east at 30. This replaces the previous severe thunderstorm warning expiring at 9:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Hazards include 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Locations impacted include Southern Joplin, Nixa, Carthage, Neosho, Table Rock Lake, Monette, Aurora, Mount Vernon, Cassville, Marionville, Clever, Granby, Anderson, the Queens, Crane, Sarcoxy, Pierce City, Goodman, and Deweg. This includes Interstate 44 between mile markers 0 and 58, Interstate 49 between mile markers 9 and 41. So, yeah. Looks like just a simple severe thunderstorm threat. Given that this threat is decently simple in by itself, I can
hear heavy downfall right now.
I would potentially consider going off and just monitoring the situation.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Given that, hey, this is just a 60 and quarter event, and there's not much of other interest. Of course, we'll obviously continue monitoring it behind the scenes and everything. But as it stands right now, it looks like everything will slowly go linear. And that's that. For right now, everything will continue to go linear. Everything is just me
I think
severe. It's not gonna be your crazy severe, like where. Or we'll
if
lose
something does pop up, we'll definitely go
yeah,
back
we'll definitely pop back.
live.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it just slowly looks like your
I-
regular severe and flash flooding event. So we'll pop off for now, and we'll just continue to monitor and see if anything happens.